Welcome back to Taiwan Now Look. In our studio today, we have 3 volunteers of this year's A.I.D program to come to our program to share with us their experiences. Jerry, I know you came here last year in the program, and this year you also participate in the program. Tell us, your experience this time and previous experience.
Well, I really like both experiences, so I can't really say one's better than the other, because they were all in different places. One's in Tainan, one's in Yunling. So they took us to different places, and the kids were much different, because this year I taught the highest level class. So I felt that this year most of my teaching was a little improvised, because what I prepared, like for animals, I would prepare dog, cat, like bear and stuff, but then they knew all that, so then I had to teach them panda, mosquito, gecko, and cockroach, stuff like that. So, I mean, you don't know where their level is, so you have to prepare more than you think they'll know ahead of time.
Yunling is a different place from Tainan City. Do you feel any, cultural shocks or differences between the 2 areas, 2 places?
Well, Tainan, they took us to places like mango picking and stuff like that, and in Yunling, I think the only place they could take us was to like Zhanghua, Jiayi, Tainan, so they have to take us places outside of Yunling. So I think that's the only difference.
There must be something that interesting, make you to be interested in coming back again to be part of this program. What's the best part of this program for you?
For me, I think it's the teaching and the tour, those 2. Because
but you're only in one place for 2 weeks, right? Yeah,
but the teaching was fun because you interact with the kids and they start to develop a connection with you where the day you're leaving, they all cry and then they all want you to stay longer. And the tour is because you meet new people and then those friends you might stay in touch with those friends for maybe your whole lifetime, because last year, the people that I was teaching with last year, I still keep in touch with them today.
Good.
So, yeah.
How about you, Angela? Your students also cried when you guys left?
Not so much cried, but they had us sign our names in the books we gave them as presents at the end and write our email addresses. So, but it wasn't just my class kids. All 3 classes came and asked all the teachers to sign books. They had to have our Chinese names and our English names and our email addresses. So it was very touching, even though my hand was hurting a lot by the end. But it was definitely very touching.
You went to, Zhanghua, right, this time, mountain area.
Yes.
What kind of experience you have this time, compared with the previous experience staying in big cities in Taiwan?
Well, the last time I came back to Taiwan was 13 years ago.
Oh, really?
So it was a while, and I was in Taipei and Kaohsiung for a while. I actually don't remember much from that time. And but from what I got out of Zhanghua is that people are really friendly here. For example, a couple of my teammates and I, we went to a cafe the night we got to our dorm area. And we went in, they realized we were here to volunteer. The store owner was really friendly, explaining the menu to us, since most of us can't read Chinese. And then when we got upstairs, they sent someone who can speak English to talk with us, to kind of, and the person who spoke with us was like, oh, just give me a call anytime you guys want to go out, see the area. I'll take you guys out. And like they always, every time we went there, they would give us a free plate of lychee that they grew in their own farm. So.
Good. How about you, Tiffany? What's the best part of this program for you?
I don't know. It has to be a tie between being with my kids, my students, and being with the people, like my fellow teaching partners, the other A.I.D volunteers, and the teachers at our school, because I think each school had several English teachers who coordinated this program, who did all the planning beforehand and were there always helping and planning things, and then the director of our school. So all these people, I really feel like I got to know them very well, and we spent a lot of time together, and we all shared a passion for helping the junior high students learn. And then like pretty much our Monday through Friday we would teach from 9 in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then after that we would get together, like all the It was all the A.I.D volunteers plus some junior high students who helped with the program, and then the teachers at the school and the director. And we would usually eat some snacks together, and then we would have a meeting to discuss what to do the next day. And then we would just stay all the way like until 9 o'clock in the evening. We would just work on the materials for the next day. But we would take some breaks together. The director always took us out to eat dinner, and when he took us out to dinner, he would always ask us, "What do you want to eat? Tell me, like yesterday you had tofu, and the day before you had mifa, and the day before that you had zongsu. Like,
I'll take you.
I'll take you somewhere new today."
Yeah.
And then we got to know the director and his family. We went to his house a lot, and it was just like he was just like almost like a parent to us, taking care of us. And same thing with the lady I lived at her house. One of the teachers, she just really took us under her wing and was like a mother to us, and I just really appreciate all the teachers and the director very, very much.
I see. Was there anything that you did not expect beforehand, but you found very interesting and very rewarding for you, Jerry?
Well, the teachers at Nehu Elementary School would take us during the week because they felt that like you don't need to be stressed over preparing and then like daily and working journals because you already taught a whole day of class and you might be tired. So they took us out to explore more of the Chinese culture. So they took us to do Chinese calligraphy, budaishi, and there was like all sorts of things, like we made windmills. So it was just that opening us to different cultures. And that's what made it more interesting.
And that's your experience. How about a kids' experience? Did they express to you what they learned from the class, and what did they enjoy most? You know, Angela.
They enjoy. I think in the beginning they were expecting to like be in the classroom, just teacher in the front, and then because most of them would go to bushiban after, so they kind of saw this as an extension to the bushiban. But I think they were pleasantly surprised that we're very different from a bushiban in that, yes, in the morning we did more of a classroom type learning, except we incorporated a lot of fun games, drawing projects. We even had them make clothes out of recycled materials that we collected throughout the weeks. So,
by the way, do they have to do homeworks? You know,
sometimes I gave them homework. So that would be an extension, mostly writing, so I could kind of see what they learned throughout that day in writing. And then in the afternoon, we would take them to computer classes or sports outside, which I don't think they're very used to, just having time to go outside and play. I know since my teaching partner was a guy, the boys like loved him taking them outside, and then the girls were very timid about playing sports, so that made me like overactive, trying to prove to the girls that it's okay for girls to play sports too. So I think the girls were a little surprised.
I just want to add something like about the philosophy of the A.I.D program. It's definitely important to do our best to teach English, but to realize that because 2 weeks is such a limited time, there's only a limited amount of English to learn. However, like in that 2 weeks time, there's still really the opportunity for them just to get excited about English, to I think just the experience of meeting someone from like the United States, just to get in touch with someone from another culture, but to work together with them. Like we work together with our students for a common goal, and I think that's just a really neat opportunity for us and the kids. So that's one thing that can be accomplished in 2 weeks. The other is that they can just realize that they're able to speak English, and that, like we said before, they're able to have fun learning English. And so I really feel that my students did learn, but in addition to learning certain vocabulary or certain grammar, they really, I hope they just started to get excited about English, and that's one of the main goals of this program.
Yeah. Jerry, you agree with that? Because you're absolutely right, Tiffany, that 2 weeks is only a very short period of time. So you cannot really help them to learn English in 2 weeks, but you will be helping them to expose themselves to different cultures, different languages and so on. Do you think that's a goal that you're hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, our purpose during these 2 weeks is not for them to memorize vocabulary, memorize like grammar, but it's to increase their passion to learn English and want to learn English in the future. And maybe the fact that we live so far away will inspire them to come to North America and visit us and see us again and talk with us in English. So that's really our main purpose.
You know, in addition to the teaching and learning experiences, how about making friends, the experience of making friends with different culture, different, you know, language backgrounds and so on? Jerry, you also speak French, I believe, you know?
Yeah,
a little bit, you know. What's your experience of, you know, making friends with, you know, people and friends from different countries?
Well, I think it's just the same. It's just being yourself and, like, opening up to other people, just, like, to interact with. It doesn't matter if it's the students you're teaching or the volunteer teachers, other volunteer teachers. I mean, this program does a really good job of letting you make new friends and people that you can keep in touch with for the rest of your lives.
Speaking of volunteers, you know, you could have spent your summer, you know, praying, you know, in other places and so on. Why do you choose to volunteer to teach in remote mountain areas in Taiwan? Angela?
Well, this is related to what I'm learning in school, so I thought that it would be great to do something I love while playing and getting to know Taiwan more. So.
How about you, you know, Tiffany? Do you regret that you participate in this program? You should have, gone to other places to have fun.
I definitely had fun here. I think that I just really appreciate having been able to just do what I could to make a difference in the lives of my students. And I also just really enjoy being with my students. And like I said before, it was so wonderful to get to know the 5 other college students I worked with and the teachers and director. And that was really the people that I met and spent time with was the best thing. But it was also really great to get to tour, like the last week of the program. We took a tour and got to see a lot of historical sites and also a lot of scenic sites, which is definitely a precious opportunity.
Jerry, you spent 2 summers in Taiwan already, right? Are you going to plan another summer in Taiwan for the volunteer program?
I'm thinking about it because I don't think anyone has done 3 years in a row.
Oh, really?
So
how many of you are like you, 2 years in a row?
There's, I think, around 15 came back again this year. So I don't know how many are going to come back for the 3rd time next year.
You're a bad worker, huh?
Hopefully.
But again, you make a strong, very, strong determination to come back and participate in the program for 2 years in a row. What makes you so motivated to be a part of this program?
It's just like everyone else that we love kids and like we love interacting with kids, and I think teaching them a language that has become so essential in today's society where like these children don't really have access to all the stuff we're teaching them, and they don't have the chance to meet people from America all the time. So I think this gives us a good opportunity and the kids a good opportunity.
So this is the 3rd year of this A.I.D. program. When we come back, we'll talk about what we can do to improve the program for the future betterment of this program, especially for the kids in Taiwan and also for you volunteers. So stay with us. We'll be back after these few messages.